Is it going to be Verstappen or Leclerc that gets away the best? It's lights out and away we go. And Leclerc reacts very well, but Verstappen already alongside him. Lewis Hamilton ahead of Sergio Perez. Here into turn one we go. Charles Leclerc ahead of Verstappen. Lewis Hamilton ahead of Perez. George Russell making a challenge on Perez and ahead of Lando Norris. And there is Fernando Alonso swooping around the outside and up into fourth place. Great start.
Absolutely great start by Alonso. Russell got out of shape as he got into turn one, and that's what's backed up the McLarens. And there's Ricciardo going to have a go at Norris, but Fernando Alonso, he'll just be trying to get the benefit of that slipstream, and very much Hamilton getting an epic start.
Charles Leclerc did what he had to do, reacted very well indeed, and leads this French Grand Prix as they head to the first part of the Mistral Straight. Chicane coming up, Max Verstappen in hot pursuit today. It's Ferrari from Red Bull into that chicane. Lewis Hamilton comes third, then Sergio Perez and Fernando Alonso, George Russell, and then Lando Norris. And there is a spin, and it is Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri, spun around and going off the track there. It's a flat corner into scene. You keep your foot pinned down on that throttle. Here comes Max Verstappen on Charles Leclerc. There's barely a few car lengths in it. Into Le Beausset we go. Verstappen's going to look round the outsides. The crowd cheering both drivers through here, but you can see how much better the Ferrari is through that particular corner, and Verstappen just had to back off. Max Verstappen slowing down and pressing his pit limiter 60 kilometers an hour because of that tight pit lane entrance. They go to work on the Red Bull tyres. It was a very nice stop of 2.4 seconds, deserves a round of applause. Your overall loss is about 28 seconds. That's why it was so critical to get past Norris so he could push in clean air. And who's that gone off?
Leclerc.
And look after these tyres.
Charles Leclerc is out of the race. And for the third time this season, Charles Leclerc, when leading a race, won't go on to finish it.
It's gone in hard. I'm surprised he wasn't able to reverse out, actually. He's obviously been stuck under the tyres.
Well, it's like you're on ice at this stage. There's no way he's going to stop that.
Are you okay?
I cannot get throttle.
Is it another throttle pedal issue for Charles Leclerc?
Now it's 0%.
And this race has now just turned very much on its head. Lewis Hamilton, the first driver to pit. Sergio Perez in, George Russell in as well as they double stack at Mercedes. It was a slow stop for Hamilton. I wonder if that might hamper George Russell a little bit. Out comes Perez.
Charles, he's just lost the rear in the middle of the corner. He's just been given a target lap time as well. That's an unsafe release as well.
Carlos Sainz has got a 5-second time penalty. And we can get green flags and go racing again. And it's Max Verstappen that leads this time around from Lewis Hamilton and then Sergio Perez and George Russell. Red Bull, Mercedes, Red Bull, Mercedes. It's like last year, all over again. Carlos Sainz is past Fernando Alonso. We could see that coming, and I dare say Fernando Alonso could too. The advantage Sainz has got on those medium tyres, extra grip. They're going to go wheel to wheel into scene here. George Russell's not giving this one up, but Carlos Sainz has that extra speed to go blasting round the outside and up into fourth place. Here's his chance, look, because he's right where he was when he overtook George Russell. He's put the pace back on again, and he's pulled out from behind the slipstream of Sergio Perez, and he's now going wheel to wheel through scene. This is his chance, and he's run out of room. Sergio Perez gives him just enough, and then just forces the Ferrari to back out a bit. The Ferrari might come back at him again with some excellent cornering speed through Le Beausset. Very, very tough to stay behind the car in front or to make an overtake through these last few corners. But can he get down the inside going into the final turn, I wonder, or around the penultimate corner on the outside? Sainz is trying everything.
Box, Carlos, box, speed confirmed.
Not now, not now, not now.
Why were they telling him to pit right then? Were they not watching the action? Carlos Sainz got ahead of Sergio Perez. Perez was fighting him back. Carlos Sainz down the main straight, fighting ahead, staying ahead, and up into the podium places.
Incredible job. George Russell,
George Russell on Sergio Perez, there's contact. Perez goes off at the chicane. George Russell and Perez making contact once more.
He just fully turned into me.
Carlos Sainz is pitting. So they've now made a decision to pit Carlos Sainz. We're on lap 43 and 53.
Oh, they're doing the penalty, aren't they?
They're doing the 5-second penalty.
Come on, guys, we need to do something. You went straight on. We need to save his time.
Thanks,
Hey, George, we were not ahead there.
Front wheel to rear wheel is the rule if you're attacking. I would definitely from wheel to rear wheel.
2 seconds.
George, keep your head down. You can have him down.
Toto. This is the second time Toto's been on the radio telling George to stop complaining about not having the place given back.
Zhou Guan Yu is stopped by the side of the track. Are we going to get a virtual safety car here? Virtual safety car is ending here.
The screen now, on you go, and I think he's been caught sleeping, Sergio Perez,
He
and Luke
might
Russell's
be.
challenging him.
George Russell's ahead of him. Only took him about 10 metres there. And George Russell is ahead of Sergio Perez. 3 laps to go, and Russell's put himself up into the podium places. And no one has managed to get ahead of Max Verstappen after he took the lead following Charles Leclerc's crash earlier. Perez makes a late lunge onto George Russell, will stick behind him. Max Verstappen started on the front row, sees a checkered flag for the second year in a row, wins the French Grand Prix and comes home to take victory number 27 in his career. Lewis Hamilton will finish second for the first time this season, and it's going to be a double podium finish for Mercedes as George Russell holds off Sergio Perez to come home in third. And oh, was that contact between the two Aston Martins? It might well have been. The positions don't change, but Lance Stroll comes home to take 10th ahead of Sebastian Vettel. So we had back-to-back wins for Ferrari. They were mounting a challenge to Red Bull, but that challenge faded somewhat in the sunshine and the heat here at Paul Ricard. For the French Grand Prix, it's back-to-back wins for Max Verstappen. The smiles are his and Red Bull's this Sunday afternoon. And it's lights out and away we go.